The Oscar Pistorius case has already been dubbed the trial of the decade and has been compared with that of US football star O.J. Simpson. The trial will see some of the country's premier legal minds and forensic experts facing off against one another. Keeping control of the courtroom will be Judge Thokozile Matilda Masipa. She was appointed to the bench in 1988 in what was then known as the Transvaal Provincial Division, becoming only the second black woman judge in the country. During her 16 years as a judge, she has presided over several high-profile matters that have been in the media spotlight. In 2013, Masipa sentenced infamous house robber and rapist Shepherd Moyo to over 250 years in prison. In another notable judgment, she dismissed an application by former Eskom Chief Executive Jacob Maroga in 2010. Leading the prosecuting team will be the advocate known as the Bull Terrier, Advocate Gerrie Nel. He earned his stripes as a junior prosecutor for the state against Clive Derby-Lewis and Janusz Walosz, who were convicted of assassinating South African Communist Party leader Chris Hani in 1993. He led the Bad Guys investigation into the empire around murdered mining magnate Brett Kibble and successfully prosecuted the country's former police chief Jackie Salibi. He will be assisted by his junior advocate Andrea Johnson. A career prosecutor, her first job was in Alberton before doing a short stint in the district courts, where she was the first ever junior advocate to secure a life sentence. She's worked closely in tandem with Nel since and assisted him in the Salibi case and the Henning matter. The police investigation has been led by Captain Mike van Aert, a seasoned detective with a specialty in cracking serial killers. The portly van Aert is a highly regarded cop. He worked under so-called super cop Piet Bielefeld in the team that solved the Lee Matthews murder, the Sheldon Human case and the Moffat Park serial killer mystery. Van Aert took over the Pistorius matter from Hilton Botha. The Divisional Commissioner of the Detective Services, Lieutenant General Vinesh Kumar Munu, will play an oversight role, monitoring the police work on the case. He joined the SAPS in Durban in 1981 and he has experience in various departments. Munu is a familiar sight on crime scenes in Gauteng and has been keeping an eye on the special task team investigating Czech fugitive Radovan Krejcir. Senior advocate Barry Roux is one of the country's most high-profile defense counsel. Born in Mafeking in 1955, Roux was schooled in Lichtenburg. He joined the Department of Justice when he matriculated and studied for his law degree through UNISA. Roux worked as a prosecutor while studying before being appointed as a relief magistrate at just 22 years of age. In what is likely his longest-running case, Roux acted for so-called tax dodger businessman Dave King in a multi-billion rand 11-year-long case with the South African Revenue Service. Roux prosecuted another high-profile businessman, Roger Kebble, for fraud, but the case was struck off the roll in 2005. He also featured in the case surrounding the murder of Kebble's son, Brett. He acted for Clinton Nassif, the Kebble's former head of security, who sold out the mining magnates a hired hitmen in exchange for a deal with the Scorpions. Roux's junior advocate in the Pistorius case is Kenny Oldwidge, who was admitted to the Johannesburg bar in 2002. Prior to that, he was a police officer. Oldwidge has also featured in high-profile cases. Oldwidge acted for Kaiser Chiefs boss Bobby Motaung in his 143 million rand case of fraud, corruption and forgery in the Mbombela Regional Court. Motaung faced charges relating to the construction of the Mbombela Stadium for the 2010 FIFA Football World Cup. He's no stranger to the Pistorius family and represented the Olympian's brother Carl during his own trial in the Vanderbijlpark Magistrates Court. Durban forensic pathologist Reggie Perumal has been hired by the defence team to provide expert testimony. He's one of only 2 private forensic pathologists in the country. He's featured in the case of the death of former South African cricketer Tertius Bosch, the murder of socialite Rajiv Narandas, and is on brief for the Legal Resources Centre to investigate the Marikana miners' shooting. He was also hired by the Zimbabwean Vice President Joyce Mujuru to help investigate the murder of her husband, ZANU-PF heavyweight Solomon Mujuru. Both the prosecution and defence have big hitters with vast experience and qualifications, but the stakes in this case and the attention they will receive will be like nothing they've had to deal with in the past. Mandy, Wiener, Eyewitness News.